Hello, guys. Good evening, everyone. Today is July 14th, 2020, and we had an exciting day today. I was looking at the market, and looks like we had a ceiling play in our MRC as well as some secondary stocks rallying today. So let us see if these stocks, I've noticed TBGI and ATN also giving us some impressive ending in today's market. But of course, I have to prioritize the stocks you have requested, and I have listed them down for you guys over here. So we have the trending stocks. Of course, we just had to look at uh, the trending stocks section in our Instagrams. Plus, of course, it's so timely as these stocks are also your requested stocks. Okay, so I'd like to first start with how our index had performed today. And I just plotted this line, and I'm seeing some promising movements right now. Looks like the support that we have at around 6,123 level is uh, holding. So if we are going to continue holding on to this area and then bounce probably in the coming days, then the question as to whether we are going to go back to the previous bottom, I would have to say if this 6123 level is not broken, then I think it's going to be, there's a slim chance that we are going to go back here in the previous bottom. I feel that we have already reached the bottom back in March. And with some of the businesses starting to open now, with, of course, skeletal, I think we're still in the skeletal staffing right now, but at least revenue is starting to pick up. Okay, so if we are going to continue opening more establishments, then chances are it won't go back to this level anymore. And if this does not get broken, all right, I will have to first cover one of the trendiest stocks, and that is Dito. Okay, for Dito, we had a 4.92% drop in today's performance. However, looking at where it is currently standing, we are right at the support level. Okay, let's go back to Dito. For Dito, we have ended at a price level where we might have a support at this area. The reason why I said that is because this area used to be your support level, and there was a resistance formed here, and we managed to break out of that, and right now we're just revisiting it. So there's a big possibility that 2.87 is our support area. And I think I also mentioned this before the last time, when I think it was on this day when a decline happened, and it just dropped up to 2.75, and that was projecting 2.83 to 2.87, I believe, as our support level. So with this, I'd like to stick to that same analysis as well. I feel that this could still be respected in how we are going to perform tomorrow. So just hang in there, guys. I feel that this is just a minor dip in the performance. So 2.87 will still be our support at the moment. Okay. So just monitor how the market is performing tomorrow. Hopefully there's not much of a negative result, so that we can continue to move higher in the coming days. The next is the most interesting stock today. It's a ceiling play for MRC. And um, I was reading uh, I was reading some comments around MRC and Instagrams today, and I stumbled onto this article, and I'm not sure if there are any other reasons why this stock has managed to achieve a ceiling play, except for the fact that this stock is associated to a very renowned business tycoon. There you have it. And that is in the name of Bitanga. Okay, so they said here that Bitanga, there you have it. Owner Bitanga is a billionaire who has expanded his conglomerate under the Duterte administration. So Bitanga's holding company, MRC Allied, is a listed firm which until 2013 was controlled by the Lucio Tan Jr., the son of namesake of the billionaire ethnic Chinese tycoon Lucio Tan. So if you have accessed this article, it also mentioned here that Bitanga also wants to explore his investments and expansion of his he wants to expand in the telco. What else? Let me just read this. Bitanga even dreams of bringing out the country's third telco, having bought with Salvador Zamora, the brother of mining tycoon Manuel, and Congressman Ronaldo, the old telecom firm PTNT, which had its 25-year franchise renewed by Duterte-dominated Congress in 2017. While so low-key that it is difficult to find. Okay, so the rest are not that significant. So this company is more into renewable energy. I think if you're going to read the PSE Edge, you'd also know that this is now focused on renewable energy. And these are the other businesses that Bitanga has engaged in. So looks like there are some promising business ventures by this company in in the coming years. But this is an article back in what, June 26, 2020. So really not, there are no concrete plans yet. Actually, the subject of this discussion is not 100% about Bitanga, but it's rather about a different subject, Rappler. But overall, it just showcased how wealthy Bitanga is, who is the person behind MRC. So I think that may have triggered the hype in this stock. And going back here, so looking at the chart now, okay, we have reached a ceiling play, and based on what we have observed, normally when we have a ceiling play, chances are the next days we could either have a gap up, but if the stock really doesn't have a solid basis as to why um, it's moving significantly higher, then there's a big possibility that we could start the day with a gap up, push the price higher. I don't know if it will even reach another 50%, but with no solid basis, we could have people taking profit before the day ends tomorrow. I'm not even 100% sure, but just be extra careful in stocks like this. Okay, but really I'm hoping that there will be some more bullish actions, considering the amount of or the amount of drop it had encountered from 2018. So from an 80, it even reached close to 90 cents, and now it did a close to a reset when it reached the 0.14 level. So yeah, in terms of risk to reward, there's still a lot of wiggle room to experience a higher reward, and your risk is just very close. I feel that around the 14, 13 cents level would be already the lowest drop at this point. And I'm now at the weekly chart, by the way. So you have a clearer outlook of MRC. Okay. Hopefully, those projected partnerships in the telecom, the third telecom, would materialize so that we could have some more movements pushing the price higher. So if you want to take a look at and read some more about this article, which I bet you already did, because a lot of you have also an account in Instagrams. So this one, I saw it in Instagrams, and this is an article from the Manila Times. Sorry about the background noise. Okay, sorry I had to pause the video because the dogs outside were so noisy. Okay, I hope I was able to uh, explain this clearly around MRC. So going back, our guidance, my guidance for everyone who is still interested in getting in the stock. I see that there's a big chance that tomorrow we could start the day with a possible gap up, and then it'll push the price higher. And just be extra careful if it reaches again, almost 50% increase. Then just watch the market carefully on a faster time frame. And the moment you see people starting to take profit, be sure to lock in some profit as well to protect your gains. All right, so next would be our GMA7. GMA7. Okay, so now I will not be surprised if this will go back to its real market value, which is around the 525 level. Okay, so as I was mentioning previously in our previous episode, the boost in GMA7's price is not 100% because of the company itself. It's a market reaction towards the outcome of ABS-CBN's request to renew their franchise. So nothing specific for GMA. So I will not be surprised that it could potentially go back around 5.30 level, and hopefully it holds in that area, establishing a support at the previous resistance and then bounce. Overall, uh, there's really a big chance that it'll go back here 530 area. HLCM. We are not yet done with the downtrend for this stock. What's worrying is that we have broken the previous support. Okay, this used to be your support over here. Okay, do you see this consolidation? That's the support area, and we have broken that, and ending the price at 5.40 level today. So we could possibly drop some more. Let's take a look. Even though we are already on a bullish divergence for this stock, you see this price is moving downwards, and then your RSI is already moving higher. So that could already mean something. Probably start watching. My pointers would be start watching the stock, because we might be experiencing the bounce to happen really soon. But I suggest do not get in yet unless you see that confirmation, because look at this. We had an extended uh, period of downtrend, but you have already experienced the bullish divergence even a few weeks back. So it persisted a few weeks more, and we don't know how long it could drop there. So that, yes, guys, that could happen. You had an extended downtrend, and your RSI is already starting to show signs of recovery to advance. Where could it possibly drop next? I see. Okay, looks like there is a support at this level, 5.02. Okay, do you see that? It used to be a resistance here, support here, and I'm actually now at the weekly chart, guys. See this level? That used to be a support. Used to be a support here and a resistance over here. So yes, the nearest possible drop could be around 5.02. Let's see how we are going to react, how the market or the stock is going to react as we reach 5.02. There's the 28.8 million on buying. APVI. Let me go back to the daily chart here. Let's see. We went back to the starting price. Oh no, we're triggering a possible breakdown in price here. When it opened, well, it reached up to this point. Okay, 17.36. At one point at the opening day, we reached that area. I'm not sure. Yeah, we opened the market at 17 or 18.25, I think, and then dropped this level, and then performed higher. So, in case the price continues to drop uh, at this point, I have no basis as to where it could possibly drop next. Like, what is the bottom? Okay, I do not have a historical data does not show me that as of yet. So we really have to bounce at the 17.36 before, so we can say, okay, this indeed is a support. But if we continue to break, it's a different story. It could be extremes. We don't, because there's no uh, moving average that would serve as a bounce area, because this stock is fairly new. Okay, so I'm plotting 17.36 as of the moment as our support area. Mary Mart. Okay, Mary Mart also experienced some breakdown in price, but let us see if it will hold at this level 2.56 as your nearest support, because I saw this previously, and maybe something could look good because of 1.11 million buying for foreign buying. 2.55 for now could be our nearest support. Okay, so if that gets broken, I will not be surprised, because when there is a gap up, I in most occasions that gap could be filled. If we continue to drop, it could fill this gap, and worse, if it drops some more, it will fill this gap. Okay, so those are my pointers. Next is MB. MB, oh no, so I can't remember. I know we talked about MB as well, and I also I forgot if this is a 50%. Let me see. But I think I talked about this being, yeah, almost 50%. Okay, it managed to push the price higher, but it did not sustain. I have a feeling that we could also experience the same fate for MRC. It could happen tomorrow. Sometimes it happens on the third day. If the foundation is not ready, or the basis of the ceiling price is not very solid. So we could have profit taking that will happen tomorrow or in the coming days. So really, we have to monitor MRC if you still would like to get in, or if you would like to take profit. For those people who have already entered, uh, lock in some profit if you can. Okay, Tack had a breakdown in price, and yes, it's triggering the lower Bollinger Band. We could have some more drops in the coming days, and the next support would be 5.91. Okay, I already cut my loss here. So 5.83 is the next drop that we are looking at. Okay, so we don't have the most perfect trades here. I do cut losses sometimes. In fact, Um, I I think I mentioned this in my previous videos. I was in Mag and I cut my loss in Mag. I think uh, I made sure I cut my loss early. I only lost around 500 pesos there. And well, after a few days, it managed to shoot up in price. But I have to stay firm with my decision there. I forgot. I think this is the area where I bought it, around this area. And then a few days, because there was a consolidation here. Then I was too I was not patient enough to wait after a slight dip. I think this was the dip that I had encountered, that I cut my loss, and then after a few days it managed to move higher. But uh, at least every trades that we have, we learn from them, and same experience with tech. So the next possible drop that I'm looking at would be 5.83, if possibly if we can see a um, a confirmation around this area. Who knows? I have to think first. And depends on the availability of funds, because I can only add more funds every payday. If I see a possible bounce there at the 5.83, I could enter again. Or if it drops some more, then I could just wait till, excuse me, it revisits the 3.76 level. So two areas that we should be monitoring. Overall, we're still at a cheap level. If you're a long-term investor for this stock, we're still at a very cheap level. So if it drops to 5.83 or 3.76 for long-term investors, those are the key areas where you can add more volume. Mac. Mac is still triggering the lower Bollinger Band. See this? So we might experience some more drops, or drops. So some more drops in the price. First area to watch out for would be 5.35. The reason why I said that is I screened to the left. The nearest possible consolidation was right over here. Used to be your resistance, and when you're above that resistance and you go back to that, normally it revisits and create a support, stabilize there first, and then continue to bounce. Sometimes it breaks that as well, and so your previous support could also be your next support again. It will revisit those areas. So this is the first area, and 4.21 is the second area. If it continues to break in price, it continues to experience breakdown in price. TBGI, I believe, also rallied today. Almost 50%. It did not reach the 50%. So same guidance for you all, guys. I have a feeling. Let me see the bids and ask. Okay. Okay, no one had a no bid, no ask when we ended the day today, but majority really was placing their bets on the buying section. So I feel that we will be pushing the price higher by tomorrow, and let's see if it will have again a ceiling play for this stock. Otherwise, in case let's say we do a gap up and then push the price higher, then if you don't watch the market, people could take profit any moment, and then you will not be able to put those gains into reality. So just carefully watch the market. I know there's still some more. There could be another play for this stock tomorrow, but know that this is a secondary stock. I have not read anything around this. Let me just go to this other. Let me see if we had some news. Sometimes the feed also gives you a good um, set of information. Okay. Hindi ako nagkakamali dahil yan sa tower. Okay, because they want to partner with a third telco. Yeah, that could be. Okay, so just be extra careful though, because like Dito, we all know Dito won the third telco, and because we're still far from the actual operation, so same experiences will be encountered by TBGI and MRC, who are most likely going to engage in the third telco as well. So uh, just be extra careful, okay? Nowadays people are more conservative in their trades. The moment they have those gains, they take profit right away. Okay, so just use a faster time frame if you want. Morocco. Okay, Morocco is still triggering a downward play here. We're still on a decline. Next, or nearest, I mean, nearest support that I see is this level, because I saw this, and then the next stop would be this level. Um, could actually be this level. No, let's just put it here at the center because it's an area used to be your support, and then I support here as well. It's slightly lower, so I placed it somewhere in the center. So 254 level would be the next possible support for this stock, but I still see it retracing at the moment because it has also started to climb up, and then um, it's just resting. Okay, Tell no Morocco GTCAP. GTCAP is not yet done with the sideways movement. We are still sitting at the possible support area. They are around 448.31. Used to be a resistance here as well, a support here. So we might be seeing some more sideways here first before it officially takes off again, challenging your next possible resistance areas here. I see 502 as a resistance. 503 level could also be here. 468, that's the nearest. 469, you had your resistance here, uh, previous support here. So those are the key areas if in case it'll bounce. But so far right now we are already sitting at a support area, 448.31. Now let's take a look at now. Okay, as for now, you are showing some decline in momentum, while we are flatlining in the area at the resistance level. Your RSI, on the other hand, is showing some bearish signals. So hopefully this does not break your MA20 line, but if it does, I will not be surprised, and it might go back to your 1.94 level. Okay, so nearest support, because that's where your MA20 line is. If it breaks, next stop would be 1.94. Currently, this is your resistance, and um, today that could have already triggered you that there will be some more declines. With how the market ended today, your RSI showed a bearish signal. It's a bearish, forgot what's the term, but it's on a decline in momentum. Okay, JFC, okay, my favorite stock is, let me see, starting to, I think, no, it started to, oh, it's a red, but somehow we're a little bit higher than the previous support here. So maybe it could also push the price higher. We just need a volume. That's all we need. Currently it's just doing sideways with some higher lows this time. If it bounces at this area, that's a confirmed higher low. Okay, let's try to just plot this trend line right here. Yep, so if it breaks this, and if we encounter a breakdown in price, we should only be stopping at this level, 128.66, because there's a support here. So let us say it reaches this level and then bounce, then that's a good story. So probably right over here. So it still respects your ascending support level. Okay, so let us say it goes back to that and continues to bounce. We're still within the uptrend. So 137 could be the next possible support, provided it does not break your 100, yeah, 137, and then next possible drop if it breaks down in price 129.72. But I feel strongly about this area. There's a solid consolidation that happened here, and also previous support here and here. So I think it'll just consolidate here at the 137 and then continues to bounce again. I already talked about Mart, so let me discuss Tell. Let's take a look at Tell. Tell, now be extra careful. You have a doji. A doji very near a resistance could mean a possible change in direction in the coming days. So this is currently sitting at a resistance. Used to be a resistance here, and that's where we are at. So it could possibly drop. Okay, I'm plotting this line here to serve as a marker for our resistance area, and if it drops, could drop right over here, 1292, 1305, because there used to be a resistance here as well, and here, and that's also very near your MA20 line. So yeah, expect that we can still get this at a discounted price level. URC. URC, okay, not looking good. Although there is a support in this price level or price in this area, 122. So if this does not break, then we are still okay. But if it breaks, it could possibly drop around this area, 117, because I saw a consolidation here. This used to be your previous support. So if it encounters a breakdown in price, it could possibly bounce at this level and then continue to move higher. But if it breaks, guys, you know where it could possibly drop, 96.46 level. So that's the overall sentiment. Okay, so far I feel a slight decline in the price for the in the coming days. MBT. MBT is currently, well, this is a doji, and is this a possible support level? Yeah, it is. Could be because I saw this. So let's plot 35.96 or 35.93 as a support level at the moment. If it drops, you're not very far from the previous bottom here, 33.31. So if you find this area as a long-term investor, if you find this area really attractive, start accumulating. Okay, this is one of the more stable banks in the country. Now, when we talked about MBT, let's also talk about video. I was too impatient. I said yesterday I wanted to wait at the 86, 85 level, but I already entered actually. I just want to make sure that, or I was just impatient. Yeah, I entered around 92.80 today, 92.80 area, because I was thinking this could also mean a support. I'm not sure if I mentioned that yesterday, but I found this level as a possible area of support too. There you have it. And then 85.96 could be the next if it continues to break. But with the green candlestick today, hopefully we manage to hold onto this support level that we have plotted. Okay, it's a wait and see game. At least I was able to do cost averaging for this stock. And this, I'm telling you guys, I'm willing to stay here for a longer period of time. Okay, very good, very enticing position right now after a big drop in price. It even broke the previous support, which was back in 2018. So very, very cheap level. I look at this as a cheap level. Yeah, of course, if you want to look back some more, you see this, the lowest points. But I'm not really sure. Hopefully, it doesn't break the 85.67. Otherwise, we might have to look downwards again. So far, the nearest support level, based on what we have previously experienced just in this quarter, or in this year to date, that is, this area is the lowest drop, 85.67. MWC. Oh, MWC is triggering some possible declines. We could see some more. Look at this. This used to be your previous resistance. There was also support here, and consolidation up and nearby here, and then very near your support level. So if this does not continue to hold by tomorrow, because 3 days straight here as well, you had some consolidation. So let us see if it will sustain and give us a bounce by tomorrow. Otherwise, uh, the moment it breaks that, expect for it to drop around 12.91 level. So there you have it. Maybe sideways is not over yet. AEV. AEV managed to bounce around the MA20 level, so that's a good sign. We might see some more movements or bullish movements in the coming days. There used to be a support here, previous resistance, and an engulfing green candlestick in today's performance. So anywhere from 48.74 to 50 peso level, that could also be a good area to try out if you want to trade this. Okay, if you want to stay on this stock for long term, yeah, you're also at a promising level. It's still very cheap, and it also gives out regular dividends, 132, 132, but only once a year. Yeah, so 130 divided by 48.74, that would be 10% is 4. 2 pesos would be 5%. 1.30 could be what? 2.5%. Yes. Okay, so let's use this as a possible area of bounce. There you have it, 48.74. It's also very near your MA20 line, so that could mean something. ICT. ICT, be extra careful, guys. Look at that. It's triggering the lower Bollinger Band. It also broke your consolidation here, which acted as a support. So be very, very careful. The next possible drop could be right at the 89 something, 89.87 area. Okay, it's a big drop. Look at that. The next possible support is way lower than this level. There are 6.43% decline. So careful, careful. Or if you'd like to look at it this way, hold on to your buying power and then enter again at an area where you see a confirmation of a bounce. And right now I feel it's 89.87 level. MAH, and this is the last stock that you guys have requested. Oh, I love it. This is an engulfing candlestick, and when you use Bollinger Band as your main indicator, this is also one of the ways you can play it. Uh, so we managed to uh, end the price here last 13th outside of the lower Bollinger Band. And when we have that, it could trigger something, some more declines. But today's performance, we had a bounce. Two things. It ended within the Bollinger Band. Second is we had a green engulfing candlestick, which is bigger in size, or it ended higher in price compared to how July 13 performed. So there we could see some more movements moving up, but your MA20 line has to also be considered. Okay? That could also mean a possible resistance in the short term because you had your previous support, and now if we're starting to recover, your previous support could act as a resistance. Okay, so anywhere from 1.70 tomorrow, let's say it fluctuates in price, try to you may consider getting in. That could also mean yeah, we already have a bounce at the 1.17. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your requests. And this is again another fruitful um, study session. So imagine if you're building a skill each day. You look at the chart, you try to analyze how your stocks or these stocks are performing. Definitely, these um, technical analysis will become a muscle memory. At a glance, you know where the next possible movements are. Okay, so I hope you have gotten some positive insights in our study session tonight, and you can also watch this video right after the market closes. That way, you can validate whether our outlook is mostly accurate or not. And those outlooks or insights that are accurate, those you can get best practices from. You can apply it in your real trades, or you can try it out first in a virtual trade before you practice it in the live environment. So thank you guys for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever we have new videos. And don't forget to like. Bye bye for now.